You are right up my street.
Oh, you can't make me choose.
Igo by Toyota sponsors T4.
Fuck me, Lee Ryan's 13.
Marlene.
I remember we couldn't remember the word for table.
This is You're Welcome America, the podcast that explains what the bloody hell Brits are banging on about.
Sure is. In every episode, we translate British pop culture for America. I mean, do we do it in every episode? Probably not this one.
And American pop culture for Britain.
You're welcome.
I'm Ben.
I'm Frazer.
Frazer like Razor.
And I'm Laura.
Ex-Bloodypedia. 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 Ex-Bloodypedia.
Still here.
Lingering Laura.
Yeah. Laura the Lodger.
Yeah. It's Laura's last Saturday night in LA.
It is.
Thank God.
And we're going to do a real freeform episode.
Freeform chat. Cheers.
Cheers, everyone.
Cheers.
Laura and I are drinking a $3.99 red wine from Trader Joe's.
It's actually quite nice.
Odor of vinegar, taste of wine.
That's... But it's better...
On the nose, I'm getting malt vinegar notes. On the tongue, I'm getting red wine.
It's better than it smells.
Yeah, please, could you stop actively moving away from the microphone every time you speak?
Now,
When I listened to the last episode back, I had to turn you up so many times because your head just kept getting further and further away from it.
like just falling down a distant well.
And you, for some reason, your voice gets softer and softer the more you talk.
Does it?
Yeah,
When
talk
she
normal.
draws you in,
Yeah.
and then as she speaks.
At one point, you were like whispering. It's so strange because I've never heard you so quiet. It's something about you on mic. It really.
Never heard
It's
you so
your-
quiet.
It's your I think it's your radio voice you're doing. It makes you seem very demure, but it's a lie.
Well, I am.
I am.
When
See,
you're-
there you are. Well, I am.
When you're driving around in the
wasn't-
UK, do you listen to the radio? What do you listen to?
I listen to Heart most of the time.
Like Heart Tropical or something? What is
Yeah.
it?
No, just Heart.
Heart Island.
Heart Rasta.
No, Heart.
Okay.
Radio.
Used to be Broadland 102. Do you remember that, Mum?
I do, actually.
Yeah.
Forgotten about that.
John and Chrissy in the morning.
John and Chrissy.
No, that's
No,
not right.
that's our friends,
Mum's
my
friend.
friends. I don't think it was them.
I don't think John and Chrissy had a radio show.
No, they
He's
didn't.
a GP. He's a GP, John.
Oh, that's a good job.
Retired
isn't it?
GP.
Retired
He's
GP.
retired now.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's retired.
John and Chrissy.
So you've been to Trader Joe's.
Yes.
How was Trader Joe's? We're going to talk about your week. What's been
Yeah,
going on?
Trader Joe's, I
Yeah.
thought was... it's a shame we haven't been before,
Oh.
really, because it's got interesting stuff and it's just a bit... The only thing it's got
bit
missing,
different.
and I did say I want to report them,
Oh.
is they don't do sugared almonds.
Ex-Bloodypedia. Ex-Bloodypedia.
Wait, what?
She has this weird thing of every time she comes here and we go to Vons, they have, in Vons, in the vegetable and fruit section, they have that inexplicable stand that has like gummy worm sweets on it that doesn't make any sense.
In plastic
tubs, yeah.
Yeah, see-through tubs.
And there's always a tub of sugared almonds, and this woman, as if she's didn't people used to give them away at weddings in the 80s?
Yeah.
It was very 80s
Yes.
to give
Yeah.
sugared almonds.
In like a little sort of pouch.
a little
That's
cloth,
right.
yeah,
Or a
just
little
lace.
net with a little bit of something
That's what I'm thinking
holding
of,
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so she's taken to just laying on my sofa and just pounding the.
I love them, but I haven't had any this time.
Okay, so Trader Joe's, no sugared almonds, but what did they have that you liked? What tickled you?
I bought, because we hadn't eaten, we'd been out for a hike
Yeah.
and we were hungry. and so we
God.
bought some food just to do quickly when we got back, microwave or whatever. And while Fraser was microwaving his, I'd bought shrimp stir-fried. No,
it
shrimp
was
fried
shrimp
rice.
fried rice.
And I opened the bag and there was only rice in it. And we meant to buy shrimp separately. Only it was telling you to put the shrimp in the frying pan first and let them turn pink for safety before you stuck the rice in. And I'd already tipped all the rice in. And at the bottom were the shrimp.
Ex-Bloodypedia. Ex-Bloodypedia.
So there were shrimp.
Yeah,
But
she
not
didn't-
at the top of the
She
packet.
didn't. How do you expect a little packet of shrimp to stay at the top of a bag of stuff that you're carrying from a supermarket? Would it not make more sense for you to shake the bag and see what's in there rather than assume that Trader Joe's sells shrimp fried rice with no shrimp in it.
Well, anyway.
Only bad
Tasted
things so
nice.
far about Trader Joe's.
No, I thought it was good.
I thought you would have liked the tropical island vibes of the place. Did you notice that?
No?
Oh.
What have we done? We
Well-
walked around the reservoir.
Well, I think it's important that the people know, as a follow-up, how we've managed to do all of these things.
What's that noise from the distance? I hear a car just speeding by.
Yes, rented a vehicle.
I keep laughing at Mum because she just, for some reason, keeps calling it a vehicle, which is
Vehicle.
so utilitarian. She never says car.
It's like UK people referring to a house as property.
Yeah. Yes, it is.
You've got a really
Vehicle.
nice property here.
Vehicle, and she says fuel instead of petrol or gas.
Fuel.
Fuel for the vehicle. They're very odd word choices.
I think maybe my dad might say fuel. I think.
Well, she says fuel, even
Oh,
though like she's
fuel.
Welsh. It doesn't make
A
any sense. Fuel.
A fuel.
Put fuel in the vehicle.
That's good.
Thank you. Anyway, so we got a car.
Yes.
Finally. So we've been able to drive around and do stuff, which has been lovely.
We have. It's been really nice.
We've been to Trader Joe's. We've been to the reservoir.
We've been to
Went to
Echo Park.
Elysian Park in Echo Park.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
lovely. We had a
Yeah.
lovely hike there, didn't
That
we?
was nice. That's all we've done since. Well, it's quite a lot, really.
Well, wait, you've been to see a bell, I heard.
Yeah.
Oh, that was good.
We went to the Korean Friendship Bell in San Pedro with Teddy and Bordeaux, and then we drove to one of the craziest places I've been to, Redondo Beach. I'm not sure I'm going to be going back there. We went to a great restaurant that looked like we were sitting in a crow's nest on a pier, which was really fun.
didn't
What
ask-
was it called? Tony's? Alan's?
Tony's.
Simon's? Tony's.
What did you
Tony's.
eat at Tony's? What did Tony cook you up? A little,
You
rum,
had-
a little
you-
rum cocktail for this one over
You
here.
had fried shrimp again.
And I had shrimp, and I also had zucchini,
Zucchini, okay.
which was very
Like
nice.
zucchini fries.
What'd
yeah,
you, what'd
really
you drink?
nice.
Little rum and ginger?
Gin and tonics.
Gin and tonic. I was on a gin
okay.
and tonic day that day.
Oh,
And
and scurvy.
I think I told you this already, but I went downstairs to go to the toilet and I saw someone bringing in a cat in a stroller. And the cat was wearing a baseball cap. And it was called Mufasa.
Oh.
And I didn't even flinch. I just said hello, and she's like, "Oh, this is Mufasa." I said, "Oh, like that's nice." And as I was going back up the stairs, I just heard, "Meow, meow, meow." While Mufasa was just settling down at the table. Very strange.
Doing a cheers.
Yeah, we had two people doing awful karaoke. We saw a naked man on the street. There was a lot going on in Redondo and San
Well, he
Isidro,
had
yeah.
a top on, but he whipped his shorts off while we were waiting at some traffic lights.
Yeah, Winnie the Pooh. It's great. Saw a penis.
Yeah, Redondo and Hermosa Beach. I never know the difference between the two. I've never been to either of them. They're both beside each other. And I have a funny feeling I'm not ever going to go to either.
I wouldn't
So-
go to that pier.
No.
It's not worth it.
But that restaurant sounds fun.
It
Tony's.
was. Yeah, it was actually. Don't put that in.
I'm going to bleep it all and then just leave in you saying, we have to cancel that. Don't put that in, and everyone can guess what that is.
Okay.
But we've been to 2 piers in 1 week,
Well, we
which
sure
is
have.
highly
Busy-
unusual.
Busy day today.
We had a big day today.
Yeah.
Do you know where the longest pier is in the USA? I do.
Someone be reading our puzzle book. No, I don't.
What?
No, I looked it up today.
Okay.
Is this in your puzzler?
Give us
No,
a
I
cl-
looked it up.
Give us a clue.
Tampa. There's the
Florida. Wait, so it's in Tampa.
Yeah.
The clue was you gave us the answer. Okay, great.
I realised that's what made me laugh. Yeah,
You should have said Florida.
it's 4 miles long.
Oh.
That's ridiculous.
It's really ridiculous. That's the longest one in
That's very Tampa, isn't
America.
it?
Well, I
and
mean-
what's the longest one in England?
Lack of building regulations.
Yeah. Blackpool?
Southend Pier.
Oh,
is the longest.
your birthplace.
Yes, and I did a sponsored walk up and down Southend Pier when I was at school, and I can't believe this because I don't remember doing anything to raise the money, but I raised the most money. So, and it was for a farm and a horse called Shamrock that they purchased at school. So I was on this horse first with all the school outside because I'd raised the most money and I'd never
Lady
been on a
Lady
horse.
Godiva.
And
Wait.
with no saddle. And a
Bareback.
friend of mine, yeah.
Barebacking a horse.
And a friend of mine, stop snorting. That's not what they do. And a friend of mine was leading the horse down this field with the whole school watching. And I said, I'm not very comfortable doing this. Don't let go, because I'd never been on a horse.
Yeah.
And she did. And we took off, me and this horse. And I ended up underneath its neck and fell into a whole bunch of cabbages that they were growing at this farm in our school. And it was so embarrassing because I was probably 14.
And what was the horse called?
Shamrock.
So wait a minute.
I feel like the detail of Shamrock and the cabbages has really stayed with you. Those two things are quite specific.
Well, I've never been on a horse really
Falling off a
since.
horse into a bunch of cabbages.
Yeah,
is
but
pretty
with the
good.
whole school watching when
Yeah.
you're 14, it's
Especially
really
to slide from a horse's
embarrassing.
neck is quite
I know.
something.
I was hanging underneath it while it was still going. It wasn't cantering. It
That's
was just
like
going.
that's a lot of horse stunt riders do that, where they can hang from underneath a horse. That's like a stuntman
Yeah.
thing.
Do they scream?
So wait, was the sponsored walk to raise money to buy Shamrock?
Yeah.
Yes,
For what reason?
for our school farm that they had.
Your school had a farm.
Yes,
That's wow. How lovely. How
but that was
pastoral.
Southend Pier. That was my.
Okay.
Wow,
Hmm.
we really went around the houses there, didn't we?
I-
Another one for your book, Mum. What was that story you told us today that made no sense?
What was
Oh
that story?
gosh, I can't remember that one.
Oh, you need to write
See,
it
I've
down in the
forgotten it
book.
already.
Yeah, it needs to go in the book.
Yeah, totally forgotten what that was.
Do you know what? Well, also, I did tell you the other day how I was kicked by a horse as a kid. Did I not tell you this?
Yeah.
I told you, maybe.
Yes.
I was texting with my brother, and out of nowhere, he said something like, "Oh, do you remember when you were kicked by a horse growing up?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, I always thought I made that up in my head." He's like, "No, I was watching it. Dad and I were watching you run into the field. You got kicked by the horse, and the first thing Dad said to my brother was, 'Don't tell your mum.'"
Don't tell your mother.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, because you shouldn't have been in the field in the first place, probably.
Yeah. I mean, whose fault was it? Dad's fault.
Yeah, of course.
Not you were just a curious child.
Just curious. I want to go be with the horse.
Yeah.
You wanted to meet Shamrock. I fell off a horse as well. We've all been traumatized by
Oh.
horses. Fell off Beth's horse in the
Did
field.
you?
Yeah, the white one.
I didn't know that. I do remember when you were having a lesson.
I don't know that. You don't remember the time I fell off over the front of a horse over
Absolutely
a jump?
you didn't tell me, I don't think.
Sure, that sounds about right.
So we did go to is it called the Warehouse?
Yeah, we went to
Yes.
one of the strangest restaurants I've ever been to in
Marina Del
Well, I
Rey.
Del
looked it
Rey.
up.
Oh yeah. Oh, did you? Okay.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Some
And
research.
it was. We might have to look again. I can't remember the man's name, but
And let me tell you everything about it.
he was a cameraman, and he worked extensively in over 80 countries, and he decided that he wanted to salvage things. I think this is what I read, and
Is this
nearly
on the
all of
official
that.
website?
Yeah, and that was nearly all salvaged stuff from
Ships?
The Warehouse restaurant opened in 1969.
Oh.
Most of the building materials you see are exactly what they appear to be. Because how would you describe the restaurant?
Kind of a nautical shipwreck.
Yeah, very, very. You were saying Universal
Yes,
Studios.
The front of the restaurant looks like Jaws the ride. It looks like you're in kind of an Amityville
a
or
children's
Amity kind of
park,
What?
a children's play theme park.
Yes, it has kind of Jaws the ride, Amity Harbour, shipwrecky kind of vibe.
Bert Hickson, an award-winning cameraman.
Yes.
I'm going to use some phrases here. Whiskey barrels, shipping crates,
Yeah.
nautical rigging, fishing nets, weathered lumber. The restaurant was one of the first businesses in the marina. And from the beginning, it was an instant success.
I feel a bit bad for him then, because if these things were genuinely salvaged ship materials, I'm kind of maligning him by saying it looked like a set, because I'm saying it looks fake.
Yeah, apparently it's all real. The now owners, Lee and Martha Spencer, also own the Smokehouse in Burbank. Have you ever been there?
Yeah, no, I haven't. but-
That's a fun place.
Yeah.
So it's like a kind of tropical ship-themed, a little bit like the live-action movie Popeye.
Yes,
very
it's
that
Popeye,
vibe.
and it's also what's that one about the family that live
Robinson
in like
Crusoe? No.
the family, the family stone. You know what I'm trying to say, don't you?
Family
Family
The
Stone.
family the family stoners was Sarah Jessica Parker.
Family
You know,
Swiss Family
Swiss Family
Oh,
Robinson.
all I could think of was Sly and the Family Stone.
Yeah.
So that's why I didn't say it.
Do you hook up with him?
No.
Just the lead singer of Hot Chocolate.
Let's carry on.
Wait,
I
what?
believe in miracles. Another one of Mum's stories.
Wait,
Let's carry on.
What was his name? Errol Flynn.
Errol. No.
When was this?
Errol.
Oh. How old was I? 18.
And how old was he?
I have no idea. Didn't matter. Didn't ask.
You sexy things.
Did he sing to you?
No, he bought me an antique table back from America. I don't know why. I was 18 and I don't even know what I did with it.
I was going to say, where's that antique table now?
It was a little one, but I don't know what I did with it.
Oh, fascinating. Is he still around?
I think so.
Yeah, I think so.
Errol Brown.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, no, he's dead. Sorry, Mum.
Oh,
He died in the Bahamas in 2015. Wow, you really... That one really passed you by. 10 years ago he died.
I wasn't living in where
He was
we
born
got
in
news
He was born in
particularly
1943. So when were you born?
It's 57.
So he was 14 years older than you when you hooked
We're
up with him.
18.
I didn't hook up as such.
I mean, I dare I ask, but I was just kissing. Bit of over the clothes
So
action.
he was 32.
32 and you were 18.
Yeah.
I believe in miracles.
Where
you from?
You sexy thing. Born in
I
Southend.
believe in pedophiles.
Whoa.
I was 18.
So what did we all order at brunch today? We got down there.
I had a club sandwich.
No, but drinks
Delicious.
wise, come on.
Oh,
Those
I
drinks
got
are
a Mai
delicious.
Tai.
Yeah.
They looked fantastic.
It was a
were.
good night. I had a little sip of that.
Yeah.
I had a Bloody Mary. Excellent.
I know, you had enough going on in that to make a meal
I
on the
know.
top of that. You
And
didn't
then
need
this-
food.
This geezer bird got a beer, didn't she? I love
Yeah.
that phrase.
I got a beer. I was thirsty and
Corona in a glass.
Well, you and I were a
felt
little,
just
you and I
right.
were a little jaded today from
Yes.
Night at the Eagle last night.
Yes.
We really, Mum and I. What's the phrase
Had
they
a
used?
little bit
Tied
too
one on
much.
at the Eagle last night.
Tied one on.
Yeah, that's a phrase about drinking too much.
Oh, I've never heard that
We
before.
watched Drag Race and then Mum and I proceeded to just drink just one or two too many drinks. I think.
definitely.
And earlier you were like, do you know what? Come, Ben. I'll leave early and we'll walk back together. Oh.
Well, you didn't,
Yeah, I
so I
know.
couldn't.
So it's your fault that
my
Mum drank.
fault.
It's my fault
7
that I had
rum
a
and-
slight headache
rum
this
and
morning.
gingers.
Wait, and did you pay for your drinks last night?
Yeah, her special privilege is off. She had to pay for her
Yeah.
drinks.
He
This time.
remembered me.
Because
Yeah.
because the previous week you drank free.
Just one drink.
One
free.
drink. He gave, first drink. He said, was on him.
First drink on the house.
Yeah, which was very nice of him.
And then what did we eat? We all had a lovely. We had a cocktail. You had a Corona in a glass.
I had a
And
club sandwich.
I had a clam chowder, and it was just what I needed
Yeah, love a
with
clam
a slight
chowder.
hangover. It was perfect.
Nothing better when you're hungover on a hot day than a big steaming bowl of creamy fish chowder.
It was lovely.
Really slides down the gullet nicely when you want to throw up, doesn't it?
Very tasty.
I felt nauseous looking at
Oh,
that.
it did me the
clam
world
chowder.
of good, that did.
Have you ever had a Cullen skink? Do you know what that is?
yeah.
I do know what that is, and I don't think I have.
It's kind of like a fish stew that you'd have for breakfast in Scotland.
Oh, well.
Similar. It's
that
like a clam. It's like a
kedgeree.
clam chowder. It's like a kedgeree.
Oh.
Honestly,
No, they do.
what's wrong with people? Fish for breakfast is disgusting.
Love a breakfast.
Do that
fish.
in
You're a real kedgeree,
St
aren't you?
Vincent. Do a fish broth, and they use the head and put a load of veg in it, but it's clear.
What's that
So
called?
it's just fish broth, but have
it
it
in the accent.
have it in the morning for breakfast after you've had a heavy night the night before.
Sounds yummy.
Here, Laura,
very
you want a
tasty.
fish broth? Go on.
I can't do the you know I can't.
Not for like a
Like,
try.
yeah, I was gonna say, something tells me you might have tried.
Oh no, because I can't do any accents. No, I'm not like you.
I feel like you used to do a bit of the cadence though. When you were that tour guide for a while, another one of Mum's lives. When you used to meet those tourists off of the cruise ships, and you battled against all those other men that were trying to offer like taxi rides. I
Yeah,
feel like
that
you
was
got a
just
little.
me.
I feel like you got a little Caribbean when you were talking to them. I tell you what, you've never seen anything more chilling than a kind of torrential rainstorm with a cruise ship coming in and someone playing the steel drums as they get off the boat. It was.
I remember
a
us
really
laughing.
dark. Yeah, it was
really
like,
laughing.
It felt like I Still Know What You Did Last Summer. The
Yeah.
sequel. Have you ever seen that?
I have, but I don't remember. Doesn't Brandy get duped into going to some weird place or something? Yeah.
Jack Black plays a white rasta in it. Very Laura York.
Wow. Wait, what are we going to have for
What are we
tea?
going to get for tea?
What do you want?
Thai food?
Oh, I'd like a Thai.
Or Chinese?
Fat Dragon.
Fat Dragon. Okay, we'll go for Fat Dragon. I love Fat Dragon. Yeah.
Let me have a look then, because it's my favourite food. But if
Oh,
they do
great.
something small,
Oh, here we go. Something small.
yeah.
I only have little portions.
Well, I'll definitely order the orange chicken, the rice, and the green beans.
Yeah.
And then I can, if people get other things, we can share things all
I
together.
can't eat. Mum and I had a very scarring experience with lemon chicken once from a Chinese takeaway. Do you remember that?
I do.
This is orange chicken,
What village
though.
was it? Martham. Do you remember?
I think it was
It was.
Martham.
It was truly one of the most disgusting things. I've never forgotten it to this day. It was like chicken cooked in almost like a marmalade, wasn't it? It was
Yeah.
like if you made like a lemon marmalade and then just put that on top of chicken.
It was
It's like jelly.
glutinous.
Yeah,
and
it was like
yeah, like
lemon
a
jelly.
gelatine.
Well, no matter what, I'm getting it, and you can try a bit of it because it's a good one.
Oh yeah, no. I know it's just orange just is adjacent to lemon, which is what made me think of it. I know
Yeah.
it'll be something different.
That was the Chinese next to the shop I used to own.
Mysterious girl.
Oh yeah, so in one of Mum's other lives, when she wasn't a cruise ship, director or whatever she
Owned
was,
a
she also
shop.
owned a clothes shop. What was it called?
Oh, blow. I can't remember.
Oh, blow.
Blow.
No, I can't even remember.
I do. My only memory of you owning that shop is having to spend way too much time there when you had to go to
School.
work.
Yeah, because after school.
Yeah, I used to have to, and I remember the only thing that amused me was going and hiding like in one of those, those circular racks that you put clothes on,
Oh, yeah.
and I would hide in the middle of that.
So wait, do you remember what kind of stock you were buying into?
Oh
this
no!
store?
Well, one room it was big. One room was all wedding stuff, and like going out evening dresses. But I don't mean long ones. We used to go up to London and buy
From where?
an area that Pat knew because she was up London from Clerkenwell. So we used to go up there.
Pat
and-
from Clark.
from Clerkenwell.
She knows where to go.
Yeah.
A buying trip with Pat.
Pat, she was our next door neighbour. Tony and Pat.
But other than that, everything was secondhand that people used to bring in, and we'd sell it, and they'd get some of the
yeah.
money.
So you were kind of a consignment store as well as
Lovely stuff.
a Pat approved.
Sometimes I'd go to work in one thing and come home in something that someone had brought in because I loved it so much.
How long did this store last?
Well, I don't even remember that because we then bought an old barn and converted it. We actually bought
What?
it in Martham still, just up beside where that shop was, because that was a really long shop front opposite the duck pond.
I do remember the duck pond. Now you've said that.
My Egyptian grandma, she had a shop at one point
Ah,
called Paddy's Place.
Paddy's
In an
Place.
area called Ochterarder.
What?
Ochterarder, which is like this kind of fancy village in Scotland.
Sounds like you're saying you're off to Rada.
I'm off to Rada, Ochterarder. And I just remember it was basically a vehicle so she could do what she does best, just buy endless crap. Just, I remember being in a shop, like a shop that has just too many clothes on every rack.
Yeah.
You can't really see anything.
Right.
Everything's sort of heavy so I forgot about that chapter.
Well, this was such a sleepy little village, really sleepy. And one day somebody came in, and he was quite young, and first of all said he was looking for stuff for his girlfriend.
Oh,
But then
here
they
we
had
go.
to have the heels had to be his size.
Here we go.
Eventually,
Here we go.
There we go.
Eventually, he was comfortable enough, and I just helped him look for all sorts of things.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah,
And that
of
guy's
all
name
places.
was RuPaul Charles.
Yeah.
Wear it well.
We went out. We went to one I can't say the name of. at the bottom.
Bakari?
Yeah, we went there.
Just the two of you for that
No,
one.
with Bordeaux.
Now, how was the service and how was the food? Because you know my feelings in that place.
Service was very good.
Food was the best it's ever been.
Food was
Oh.
delicious. We ordered 6 items, and it was the perfect amount of food for the 3 of us, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Really nice.
I went.
Then Mum also did one of the most psycho things I have ever seen anyone do on the way home. We were walking down the street, and just so happened a lovely girl that lives in our building, or my building, was walking along, and she was looking at her phone as she was walking with headphones on, and instead of getting out of her way, Mum decided to essentially square up to her on the street and get right in her face to prove some point that she shouldn't be walking along looking at her phone. It was so weird. she didn't realise that Mum was with us because Mum was a little bit further ahead. So she actually said to me in Bordeaux, "What the fuck was that?" And we just were like, "I don't know."
You're like pretending
We
we
completely disowned her. It was so psycho. It was like,
What's going on there, Laura?
I think it's ridiculous.
What?
Headphones and staring at your phone, walking along a street on a path.
I agree with you, but I also wouldn't.
But it's so rude. It's such bad manners that she didn't even look up. And I'm not going to stand to the side for anyone that's doing that. Sorry, don't care who it is.
such psycho behaviour.
It
like,
is
so
not.
weird.
It's
It is.
wrong. If
No
there'd
one's-
have been a
no
hole
one's-
to go down, I wouldn't have warned her.
No one's saying that you're not right, that people shouldn't be looking at their phones, but your vigilante justice is pretty psycho
Makes
and weird.
me feel better because
Oh,
they're
well, thank God. As long as you feel good,
they're
then
wrong, and I'm
great.
not in that
you know what-
instance.
And she's definitely learnt the lesson. She definitely didn't go and say, "This really weird woman got on my face in the street." She definitely went, "Oh, a woman really put me in my place today." And
you know
she,
what?
she really taught me a lesson about
You know
using
what?
my phone in public.
That
and-
woman in the street.
Yeah.
No, I
That
felt
moment
better.
that I looked up
I
for my
wasn't
phone and
teaching
she
her.
was directly in my face.
Yeah, right. It's the second time it happened since I've been here.
Do you know what I don't like? Speaking of things that we don't like.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Involving-
Here we go. We're going to have some gripes.
People who move to this country and don't speak English. No. What I don't like is when someone is on their phone, but then buying things at
Yes,
the checkout
agreed,
in the
agreed.
supermarket.
Yeah.
I'm like, no.
Yeah.
No.
Wrap up your calls and do your business.
If you're
Yeah.
like an automated machine, like the machine checkout, fine, self-service, whatever you
Yeah.
call it, the self-checkout. If you're dealing with a human being,
Yeah.
and you're trying to order food at Chipotle, or you're trying to order a drink at Starbucks, or do the till,
Yeah.
no.
I once saw this guy in Whole Foods who just stood there the entire time and looked at Instagram on his phone while the cashier did everything, bagged everything. He didn't say a single word to
People
this person.
in this country love having their groceries bagged for them.
Yeah, it's so weird.
I'm
isn't
like,
it?
you're just wasting everyone's
Yeah.
time, including your
In fact,
own.
do you remember at where were we? Where was it? Trader Joe's, where they said he
Yes.
actually said, "Oh, thanks for." He's like, "Oh, you didn't need to do that."
Yeah,
and
thank you
we
for
said,
doing that.
And we said, "We're British. We're British.
We do this sort of thing. Self-sufficient. Roll your sleeves up.
Yeah, keep calm and carry on, just like after the war. And we all bag our own groceries after the war."
We were also, most importantly, part of a protest today.
Oh, yeah.
Most
it needs to be mentioned because
importantly.
it was so uplifting.
Yeah. So we were.
I think it made us all feel really good, that.
It did. We were driving from Marina Del Rey to Manhattan Beach because we decided we'd go to Manhattan Beach for an ice cream. Sure. We slowly drove through the No Kings protest, and we all cheered and shouted and beeped the horn. It was great.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It was uplifting.
Yeah, it was nice. Nice
Yeah.
to take part.
Well done to everyone in LA for showing up and
Yeah.
showing out and being part of it.
Yeah.
Did you see the footage from the Trump military rally?
No.
Okay, I'm just gonna find it.
Incidentally, anyone that lives here, Trump in England, as just a phrase, means fart.
I believe in miracles. Where you from? You sexy thing, you.
Yeah, we just ordered some dinner, so we're gonna go soon. This has just been a fun little catch up, isn't it?
Yeah. Wait, what have you
Told
got
some stories off mic that won't be repeated.
What have you got planned for your next few days?
Oh,
right?
tomorrow we are hoping or would like to go to Griffith Park.
Okay. I think you can make that happen.
Yeah.
I think that can happen.
Hoping or wanting
Wanting
to.
to.
Not sure if we're gonna make it.
Not sure if we're gonna be allowed in.
Yeah, not sure if we're gonna make that 15-minute drive to Griffith Park.
Well, I'm worried about Fraser's hamstrings
I've been working out a lot. My legs are
being tight and painful.
I'm in quite a lot of pain.
Yeah.
I'll do some stretching tomorrow morning. Don't worry.
And then we're going to go to Trader Joe's. But
Trader Joe's on a Sunday.
only because we need
Good luck.
sourdough and cheese, because there isn't any.
You
Run out.
could, if you drove further, you could go to the big one in South Pasadena.
Yeah, maybe because then Mum can see a different place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there are two in South Pasadena, but there's one newer one that's
Yeah.
big. It's
Okay.
opposite of Pavilions. There you go.
Okay.
They might have some sugared almonds. I don't know.
No, I doubt it. They didn't seem to. Yeah.
We even went in Gelson's and they didn't
They
have
didn't
sugar
have
almonds.
Lisa.
Oh, I'm very surprised about that.
So was I.
Yeah.
We didn't go in just for those, so it wasn't a.
Yeah, we did.
We didn't. Went in for your Diet Coke.
And sugared almonds. So we
Yeah.
literally went in for just two things.
Yeah, we did.
So
came out with one.
One each, yeah.
I was going to ask
kind
what's
of
been
annoying.
your favourite and then least favourite part of the trip. Least favourite, I think, it's dealing with Expedia.
Oh,
we
without a doubt.
We can put that to bed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they did quite a good job.
What's been your favourite? Some of your
My
highlights.
favourite?
Yeah.
Every other day.
Aw, that's nice.
That's nice.
I mean that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every other day. So
Yeah.
you had a good day, then a
Mondays,
bad day.
Wednesdays,
Good day,
Fridays.
bad day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
I've-
it's been a really,
Yeah.
all jokes aside, has been a
Yeah.
really lovely trip.
It has.
We've done really nice stuff.
Yeah, we have.
Made memories.
Read a lot of books. Gone by the pool a couple of times and in it because there was nobody there and it was nice.
All right, let's wrap this up. We're starting to get into like true ramble territory here. Let's get out of the
True.
weeds, shall we?
Well,
Yeah.
shall we end with, do you have a life lesson that you want to tell
Yeah, I was going to say,
us
what?
or
Yeah,
any of our
what's the
listeners?
next life lesson that people need to learn? So one is to look up from your phone.
If you could impart a piece of advice.
Oh my God! Before we do this,
Yeah.
I have to tell you a great story that Mum did. It was a real. Mum fought a Karen in real life, even though she's a Karen herself. It was Karen versus Karen crime. I've never forgotten this. Mum had something that she needed to take back to customer service at a Sainsbury's, and she was standing. I'm going to tell the story for you because it'll be too long. So she was waiting in line, and there was this old lady in front of her who was complaining to customer service about something completely nonsensical, like it wasn't an issue, and they were like, Come on.
And tried to draw me in.
Yeah, she was trying to get Mum involved in her thing. She was like, Mum just stood there. Mum waited her turn, and then as she was talking to customer service, dealing very nicely with it, this woman tried to come back, and as she came back, she hit the back of Mum's heels
with her trolley. Accidentally.
But she
Clipped
her heels, but because she was in, and she tried to just go and talk over what Mum was doing and carry on her complaint. And what did you say to her?
I said, if I ever lived to be your age, I'd rather be dead. I shouted it.
And how did she react? Did she die in the
She
spot?
just went dead quiet and was staring at me.
Dead quiet.
And as she walked away, they said, oh, thank you, because we'd love to be able to say something like that.
So I think that was the other life lesson.
Yeah, maybe that's it.
That's it. If you've got something to say to someone, just say it.
Just say it, yeah.
Yeah, and if
It's
you're...
funny, really, because my thing was going to be just be kind to people.
And then you just told someone
to die,
essentially to drop dead.
I was furious.
And where is she now? Probably dead.
Oh, she would be. That was like many moons ago.
Well, you got your wish.
Many moons ago.
Well, there we are. Lovely to have you.
Thank
Glad
you.
you're here.
Thank you.
You'll be back for Thanksgiving.
I will.
Jesus Christ.
That'll go quick till November, won't it?
Thank you to all our listeners. Please rate and review us on Apple Podcasts. Get in touch on email.
You're welcome, AmericaPodcast@gmail.com.
On Instagram.
You're welcome, America. Don't bother on X. I just use that to look at pornography.
Oh.
Bye.
Bye. You're welcome.
Bye.
You are right up my street.
Oh, you can't make me choose.
Igo by Toyota sponsors T4.
Fuck me, Lee Ryan's 13.
Barley.
I remember we couldn't remember the word for table.